Welcome back everyone, Jose21 Crisis here, and today we're playing some more Grand Prix World 2001. This is Justice for Prost Grand Prix, and well, as it happens, we're still dominating over the entire F1 landscape. 6 races so far in the year, 6 Prost Grand Prix wins, 4 of them by Panis, 2 of them by Fernando Alonso, and Panis is of course leading the World Drivers' Championship. Prost is leading the World Constructors' Championship. This wasn't the dominance that I was expecting when I began this particular year, but you know what? I've been enjoying it. And the reason for most of this stuff that's been happening is, I think, this little thing right here, morale. So, a little explanation. Morale improves when your team does real good. Like, if you remember the very first episodes of Justice for Prost Grand Prix, you will remember that the morale of everyone here was always low. Like, was 1 or 2, then it went up to 3, then went all the way to 5, which is where it is right now. Overall, that increases the amount of stuff we can do. Like, we can do more testing, do more spare parts, do more stuff, more development. We can do a whole lot more stuff. So, what I'm gonna do for future episodes, for now, future episodes, and will be in future series, and will be on the future overall, is that I'm going to lower the morale of everyone to be all the way down to 3. That's gonna make things a bit more difficult because, of course, I won't have that much I'm not gonna have that much ability to hire sponsors, not that much ability to do testing, so that's gonna cost us more money as well. Our drivers won't be as overpowered as well, so that should level the field a bit. Of course, other AIs, like other drivers, let's pick McLaren for example, other drivers do have their own morale and they will be high, so that's something to keep in mind. So technically our drivers are gonna be the bad drivers, so they're not gonna be not as good. You can see everyone here is pretty happy, so they have better morale. But you know, I'm already pretty overpowered as is, so I need to level myself somehow, some way. And the way I'm gonna do that is lowering morale. Actually, I'm gonna do it after this episode because the French Grand Prix is coming and I'm gonna have the hype for the French Grand Prix. But after that, I'm gonna lower morale to 3 at most. In future series, I'm gonna be able to have 1, 2, or 3 morale, nothing higher. So yeah, there's that. That's a little change I'm gonna do. So, I did testing, of course, as I tend to do. And we are, what are we doing? Of course, this new front wing to solve the oversteer. Hopefully it doesn't give us understeer. I'm gonna keep the research so I'm able to accelerate this phase. And I think that's it. Developing some throttle reliability and improving our active suspension, which we couldn't get. Build a 2006 car. All the cars are repaired. 4 setup points remaining, which I'm gonna be using for the French Grand Prix if memory serves. Most of the deals here have been signed. Only need to sign this little Petronas deal, or it could be, yeah, I think it's gonna be Petronas, or this HSBC deal if that doesn't go through. So yeah, everything here has been set up previously, so I just need to keep going. Right, so of course we're gonna be running this version of the engine. There is a 1G version. Like, I haven't played this in a while, so I kind of forgot what is around. I'm gonna be using the 1G version here for qualifying. And for the race, it's gonna be the 1F version, simply because it's better. Right! This is a works deal, so might as well improve something. It's gonna be the intermediate. Don't think they're gonna be relevant eventually for the British Grand Prix, so might as well improve that. There we go. So, for the Canadian Grand Prix, I have improved 1 point in tarmac, 2 points of wind. So that gives us 6 points in wind, so that should be enough to cover any issues. And of course we boost this because, no, that one goes low. There we go, so that we can actually qualify good. Not much to say here other than the things I have said so far. Let's save the game. And jump onto the Canadian Grand Prix. So, very dry, low wind speed. I would prefer if it was very high wind speed in the future, but we will be fine. So let's get in there, see where we qualify. So it is Giancarlo Fisichella and Ralf Schumacher locking out the front row. The Ferrari is still being absurdly good at qualifying. Oliver Panis third, right behind them. Then we have a gap to Rubens Barrichello, David Coulthard, Fernando Alonso not having a good day. Then we have Charles Verstappen, Juan Pablo Montoya, Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Mark Webber in the top 10. And here is the rest of the crew. Jaguar, of course, being disappointing because why will they be good, right? So, it's gonna be very dry, low wind speed, which isn't what I wanted, but it's what we're gonna get. I'm gonna run with the 1F because I think it will be fine. I hope it actually is fine. It's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna give Panis the 2-stop. This is gonna go 28 laps. This is gonna go 25 laps all the way there, and then 16 laps to the end. Set 4, 5, or actually 6, 5, 6, and 7. I do have a fresh extra set because I made a bit of a mistake, but that one is not gonna come into play. Alonso is going to run the 1-stop. He's gonna run it all the way to lap 41. And then just 28 laps all the way to the end. Sets 6 and 7. There we go. So Panis with the 2-stop should have good pace. Alonso with the 1-stop should have decent pace. We're ready, so let's get in there. Let's see how many places everyone drops. Over right. Let us see. How much are you gonna screw up? Okay, the orders are set, so make mistakes, come on. Alonso drops because of course he is on that heavy fuel, so that's to be expected. Panis is not doing that good either, which is a bit unexpected. Let's drop that so that they don't burn the tires. Panis is down to 5th, which is unfortunate. I don't think we're gonna win this one. Now down to 6th. That's not good. Up to 5th again, and we're gonna drop this to 5. 4, 5, it's fine. And the engine is not self-destructing, so it's fine. Up this to 5. 5 is enough. Okay, Bernal is gone. Accident, and Tarso Marquez stalled. There goes Saracen as well. They took each other out, so that's gonna be less traffic to worry about. Alonso, it's fine. He's in traffic, but he will be fine. He's 11th. Of course, he's on that heavy fuel load. This might not work out for him. It does for the AI because AI has the pit stop glitch and the first thing glitch where they have 20 laps of fuel, even though they don't. But it's fine. Pan is on 5th, Alonso on 11th. They look to be holding position pretty well now. Well, maybe not so much Alonso. Alonso's being harassed by that arrows. But Pani seems to be holding strong, defending against that Williams. Judging by this race, I don't think we're gonna be able to win it. This is actually the first race where we're not gonna win. But maybe Alonso and Panis pull something out of their ass and we end up winning, but I find that really doubtful. Because they have to really defend. Or well, Alonso is actually on the offensive now. Which is unexpected, but you know, it could happen. Anyway, we've done 4 laps already, so let's go to the future, see if anything changes. I'm not gonna lie, I had expected Panis to just fold, but he's actually doing quite well. He's up to 3rd now. Put Ralf Schumacher down. Put, I think that's Rubens down. Yes, it is. It is Rubens. And now he's gonna put David Coulthard down. Like that's not That was not unexpected, because Oliver Panis is pretty good. But the fact that he's holding on to this much pace is actually significant. Maybe that's the win rating. The win rating making sure we're still in this fight, which I very much like. Goodbye, Panis. God damn it! Right, so Alonso, it's all on you. He's not winning this race. Like, we were a few laps for, just a few laps before, like, focus. Okay, so we were a few laps before he actually went to pit, Panis, I mean, and we were doing fine. We were going to inherit the lead of the race as soon as, good job, Mika Salo, as soon as David Coulthard pitted, or maybe he wasn't going to pit and he was going to do a one-stop. But yeah, we were in good position, and then the freaking Renault goes. I mean, well, it's not gonna mean much because we have such a big lead in the championship. Well, Panis has a significant lead in the championship over Alonso that it's not gonna matter in the end. But still, goodbye, Frentzen. But still, like, man. Well, that's 2 engine failures so far this season. Like, I guess the reliability rating does have does play a part, but still. Also, Alonso, could you please get past? Okay, sorry, that's just Jaws. Okay, so please pass Jaws. Can you actually get that done? Well, he actually did get that done while I wasn't watching. Anyway, we're winning this race because the man we needed to overtake, that's Giancarlo Fisichella, is all the way over here. So don't think we're winning. Right, so welcome to the half race report of this event, where things are not going great. Panis DNF, you saw him, you heard my shocked expression. Alonso, I guess Alonso is doing fine. He is on that one stop, so is David Coulthard. I discovered a while ago when I saw him pit very late in this race. So yeah, at the very least, Alonso's in the points. Like, he's 6th, he's fine. He's gonna do fine. But Panis, I think, in my opinion, was in position to win this race. And since his engine decided to give up, that isn't gonna happen anymore. Anyway, the positions are as follows: Giancarlo Fisichella, David Coulthard, Rubens Barrichello, Ralf Schumacher, Jos Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Mark Webber. Okay, a VAR. Bunch of people have DNF so far. You can see them down there, and in fact, there we go. Those are all the DNFs. We got Tarso Marquez stalling, Saracen and Bernoldi crashing into each other, Jenson Button had an electronics issue, Alesi and Panis both blew their engines, and Frentzen then DNF with an electronics failure, which, I mean, I guess it could be worse. Also, you may not have noticed, but I'm gonna point it out to you right now. You're very smart, so you did notice. It is raining, so this race isn't over yet. But our main man in the wet, in the form of Oliver Panis, is out of commission. So, not like he's gonna be able to do much. The only person we can hope to catch right now is Ralf Schumacher, because I think Ralf is on that 2-stop. So is Jos, so it's Barrichello for that matter, so it's Fisichella for that matter. I mean, David Coulthard's gonna win this race, like, that is a fact of nature. But the question is how high Fernando Alonso is gonna be able to climb. And it would be good if Fernando Alonso could overtake back markers, but he's struggling a bit. Anyway, this has been the half race report, a very depressing one, and I hope things do get better. Wanna know something funny? Jesus Christ, game. I forget it is so absolutely loud. It's been like a freaking month since I actually begun this episode. So yeah, I'm trying to get used again to what had actually happened in this episode. Yeah, Panis at DNF. The weather, of course, changed, because why wouldn't it? I mean, why wouldn't the weather change? Why? Okay, now I'm remembering. So DC is of course winning this race from PC, Ralph, Rubens, Verstappen, Alonso. And Alonso's of course not amazing in the wet, but I mean he can get it done as long as he can actually overtake people. Because that's a thing he can do. Of course, the weather will freaking do that. Why am I not surprised? Everyone's coming in. Of course, we aren't beating anyone anymore because we're on the ground tire, and everyone's gonna be able to easily pit. No issue. DC has a commanding advantage and he's not gonna be stopped. Just Verstappen is fairly good in the wet, so he's not gonna get beaten by us, I mean. Let's see where we end up. So there goes Alonso putting on the wet. I probably should have put the wet on the previous stop, but it seemed like a poor idea at the time. So yeah, now we're on the wet. We will see, and will you please stop lagging, game? We will see where we end up after the cycles, but I doubt we make it anywhere far. Actually, we might get ahead of Rubens. We might actually be able to jump ahead of Barrichello, because Rubens has to pit and he doesn't pit. Rubens is actually pretty good in the wet, of course, but being on the ground tire is a disadvantage, so you don't want to be on the ground tire. We might be able to sneak 5th out of this whole situation. DC goes into the pit. Now the situation turns into sunny, and I'm gonna be upset because then I will have been better. There you go, there he goes, 5th place. I will have been better had I stayed on the intermediate, but why is it had taken a while? Okay. So I cannot use block, can I? Like, did I implement that house rule already? You know what, let's assume I did. We're not gonna use block, we're gonna use braking. We'll see if we can actually hold PC behind us. Of course, Alonso is... Yeah. This game is trolling, like... This game realized that I haven't played it for a month, and it's trying its best to troll me. So we lose another the position to Fizzy. Rubens is not gonna get the position back. Now we have the capabilities of chasing down Fisichella. Can we do it? I'm not sure. How higher can we go considering the weather went completely haywire? Also, Ralf Schumacher is doing his best to actually win this race, and the game's still lagging for whatever reason. Probably need to, like, a restart or something. Anyway, just getting used to this pipe again. Where is Jarno Trulli, by the way? Nah, he's too deep down. He's not gonna get anything out of this one. Alright, we are catching Fizzy. If we're gonna be able to catch it before the weather turns into dry, I'm not sure. I will cut the recording here to, accelerate things a little bit. If it does turn dry, I will definitely go put the a fresh set, like set 4. Put set 4. I'm not sure which set I've used, so excuse me on that one. Set 4, goodbye Luciano. Hydraulics. Yeah, we're chasing down. Raul Schumacher's in the lead, by the way. I didn't notice that. We're chasing down Fisichella, who hasn't pit for wets. Actually, he did pit for wets. He is on the wets. We're on the intermediate. That's why everything's working out. So, yeah. We'll see if we can actually catch Fisichella. We're gonna... You know what? Let's stay here. Like, might as well stay here. He's gonna be able to catch him, but let's see if he can pass him before the weather changes. Speaking of the weather, Ralph going through this... Okay, it's gonna stay consistent. At the very least, that's something, right? By the way, I hope the audio is sounding correctly because I've been trying to record other stuff, like for my other channel, my tactical channel, and nothing in terms of audio is working correctly. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with my current monitor. Up to P4, there we go. Maybe P3 if things remain actually, it's just a step. Go into the pits. Never mind. Actually, there might be a chance. There might be a chance. slight assist, but there might be a chance. This race, man. Maybe I just threw away like a position to Fizzy. No, we're gonna catch, and if he decides to pit, we're gonna be fine. So yeah, I haven't thrown away anything. It's fine. Actually, leave that at the max because should I leave it at the max even if it's the last few moments of this race? Because like it's Canada. Let's just bring it down. Only put it up when it's absolutely needed. Of course, we're not gonna beat Ralf Schumacher because he went into the pits and he's probably gonna win this race. Fizzy went into the pit, so that is a cheap position for us. Now the question is, can Alonso BS a podium out of this race? Let's give him some braking because we have to get past traffic to be able to BS a podium. Yeah, David Coulthard isn't winning this race because Ralf Schumacher is on the right tire and he's gonna smash him as soon as he catches up. But just Verstappen into the pits, so that's gonna be third. No, can we BS second place? I don't think so, because even though Montoya is on the wets and losing a whole bunch of time to us, I don't think we're catching fast enough. Where this team is lagging massively. Probably something to do with my computer. I definitely need to do a restart or something because it's being too laggy. Anyway, final lap, and Ralf Schumacher is going to win the Canadian Grand Prix, doing his best to offset to take advantage of the fact that Mr. Oliver Panis' engine blew up, and we're actually gonna catch Montoya. Goodbye VAR. Goodbye Mark Webber. Hydraulics for him too. We're gonna finish third in this race with Alonso. Could have been a better result had Panis not DNF. But you know what? For the weather conditions that we have, third place, and from where Alonso was, third place is an absolutely good result. This is a result that I'd like. One more lap, like this race is 70 laps and we finish second, thanks to David Coulthard thinking we can actually get away with not pitting. But that gamble didn't pay off. So, Ralf Schumacher wins the Canadian Grand Prix from David Coulthard, and Fernando Alonso manages to BS his way into a podium, which, you know what, I'll absolutely take. Prost is gonna win this championship anyway, so might as well, right? Just Verstappen in 4th, Fisichella 5th, Rubens Barrichello 6th, Montoya 7th, and Pedro de la Rosa in 8th. Raikkonen out of the points, Irvine out of the points, here is the rest of them, bunch of DNF. Mika Salo 5 laps down, that's disgusting. Of course, the most painful of these DNFs is Panis, with an engine failure, maybe had a chance at a win, considering the weather. Who knows, man, this game can be annoying at times. Still, Oliver Panis leads the championship by a measly 4 points, still 8 points ahead of Ralf Schumacher, who, despite the fact that he is not close, and this thing is still lagging, and I'm not sure why. I need to check what the heck's going on there. Anyway, David Coulthard trying to chase down Ralf Schumacher, but that previous race didn't really help him, did it? And Barrichello is plenty far away, so I'm pretty sure he's not winning the championship. Prost, of course, way ahead of anyone else. Ferrari is 2nd, McLaren 3rd, just 4 points behind Ferrari, and Williams, yeah, Williams are way back. Nearly everyone has points except Jaguar, which, fantastic, man, just fantastic. Anyway, 4 wins for Panis, 2 wins for Alonso. And our streak of wins is broken because, well, Panis' engine blew up. Ralf gets a win, Alonso is happy with 3rd, Panis is unhappy because he finished the race early, 555, oh, of course, just go, man. Ferrari is happy, Williams is happy, Fiat, HSB, everyone is pulling out, fantastic. Let's just see what we can get. Williams is getting Ford engines, McLaren is getting Ford engines, Jarno has a deal with Minardi. Michael Schumacher going to Williams is this. It's one of the amazing things about this game. I just love it. Right. What do we have here? We made money because, of course. I'm getting the game because it's been next month. I do need to pick back up again. So give me some time to get used to it. Okay. One of the house rules I said I was going to implement was making everyone have just 3 points of morale, so that everything became a bit harder. But there's some preliminary stuff I need to do before I do that, because if I do things wrong, then everything's gonna break, and I don't want that. First, let's do that. That should be fine. Let's do that. That should be fine. Let's, yeah, that's constructed already. Let me check around here. What do we have here? What do we need to do? That deal is signed, this deal is signed, and I need to improve on that deal. This is signed. What are we missing? Just one cash sponsor, and we have Petronas. Waiso was ready. There we go. We got all of our sponsor deals, so now everything I need to do is improve on those deals. So we should be perfectly fine. Now, in the third slot, and I'm actually gonna do this, so we actually have some improvements of morale. I'm going to bring not Marlboro but Castrol as set, and instead of Renl, because they're happy, we're gonna bring Elf and Parmalat as well. I'm gonna keep it at 41% because I need to do the morale thing, and it might break stuff. Yeah, there's that research there. What do I need to do with these points? Let me deal with these points first. I'm gonna put them on heat and then figure out what I need to do with them correctly when I check the spreadsheet. Do the research. Right, so we bring the part. I could have done something on technology, but I forgot. Do the brakes. No, not the clutch, the brakes. Do the brakes. FIA. Of course, they rejected it because why wouldn't they? And I need to construct this because I had actually done this previously, and I then did the change and everything broke. Like, upgrades weren't where they supposed to be, and you know, things didn't go well. So actually, I'm gonna cancel these research projects, and I'm gonna do the modification to bring everyone's morale down to 100%, and then we're gonna do everything. Of course, I took advantage of the fact that our engineering morale was high, but it's the best I could do. So let me just save here. Actually, got a better result than I got the previous time because I think Alonso had finished 4th that time instead of 3rd like he did on this one. So that's 2 less points if memory serves it. That's how the point system worked at the time. I just honestly cannot quite remember at this point. A bit tired. College is hard. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do right now is do the modification to the morale, so that everyone is running just 100% morale instead of like 120. Well, maybe 101, 102%, because stars do matter. But I'm gonna do that. Then I will come back to you, and we will see how it affects stuff like testing and design. So see you in a bit. Right, so we're actually in March, so this took me a long time to actually get going. 4 freaking months to get a video, Jesus Christ. If you want free time, like, don't go into engineering. It will take away all of your time. It is enjoyable, at least I do say so myself, but it will take away a lot of your time. Anyway, I did what I was supposed to do, which is lowering morale to normal levels for everyone. So we're gonna have 100% morale, which is gonna make, I hope, things more balanced for me in the future. So I'm not gonna be able to super abuse everyone I have. I think I'm gonna keep the personal as is. I'm not gonna break that house rule. So the stuff I've done, I of course have built a whole bunch of spares. I've not been able to completely fill out the spares warehouse, but you know, I tried. I did my testing. I fully repaired the cars, wear and so on. I did testing with these percentages, and this testing program cost me a bit more than it should have because of the morale situation, but at the very least it's a bit more balanced. Development. We have a oversteering fast corners issue that I'm going to fix by putting 32% people here. Just 32%, please. Yeah, 32%. Technology, that is fine. I'm gonna put everyone else working on the active suspension for the infinite time. Hopefully we can get it. And for future series, I might have to deploy like a house rule that allows me to, like, or well, prevents me from developing driving aids this fast, because level 5 traction control, due to the reduction in tire wear, is pretty overpowered. Anyway, what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna keep these points in engine in case a second engine comes by, because I don't know if Renault remembers we exist. I'm going to fully kit out the... Might as well do the hard tire. Temperature, 1 point of temperature isn't gonna do much, but you know what? Might as well have that done for future episodes. Everything here is done. In commercial, I put percentages on. First of all, I leveled this up to level 5, the quality. And some points in Marlboro, some points in Michelin, so that we can get their bonuses going as quick as possible. I'm gonna put this on Renault, so that I'm gonna focus on the suppliers first, and then I'm gonna do the cash sponsors, because those can wait. We do have time. It's just halfway through the season. In terms of setup, first, this is supposed to be the 1G engine. This is the engine we're going to use for qualifying, because lower fuel consumption, lower weight, and so on and so forth. This is the setup that we're going to run. I'm going to keep 10 points for future races, and I'm going to put 1 heat point and 1 wind point. Should be enough for what we are supposed to do. Of course, full this and minimal this. I can guarantee you that we're not gonna win this race unless shenanigans happen, and the reason for that is that this version of the French Grand Prix has the AI with negative tire wear, so they're gonna get faster as the race goes on. So all we can do is hope for the best and not put another point into speed, because that's just gonna slow us down. Should I keep that point in heat there, or move it to dust? You know what? Move it to dust. Like, more performance. We're gonna have to be careful with the heat. Maybe the tires are gonna struggle a bit, but it should be fine. Let's get in there. The processor fan is working overtime. Anyway, the 2005 French Grand Prix. Overcast conditions, pretty decent temperature, low wind speed. That's fine, I suppose. Of course, hard tires because of the house rule. I was really thinking about switching to the soft tires, breaking the house rule just for this race because of the AI being, well, having negative tire wear. But I decided to run this series with the house rules we have as of now. 3 laps of fuel. Let's get in there. I did not have Prost Grand Prix pole position, but that is actually what we got. Fernando Alonso by 10 thousandths of a second over Ralf Schumacher for pole position. Like, I was totally expecting Ralf to actually take that pole, but Alonso was right behind Ralf in that final qualifying lap, and he managed to get him in the end. Physical is 3rd with Panis 4th, David Coulthard is 5th with Rubens Barrichello 6th, Montoya 7th, Frentzen 8th, Raikkonen 9th, and Alesi 10th. There is a McLaren missing, as you might have noticed, and, well, this is a situation. It rained, and we got a Williams, a Sauber, a VAR, and a Jaguar outside of the 107% rule. The De La Rosa, Marquez, and Berti did make it to the grid at the very least. There's a McLaren missing, the other one's here. There's Coulthard, there's Montoya, okay, everything is fine. But Jaguar won't be taking part in this. And Benetton, Williams, Sauber, and VAR are gonna be missing a car. Oh, Jordan as well. Well, there is that. Eddie, you better do your best. You know, this is kind of a special episode because of the whole Eddie Jordan situation. R.I.P. to Eddie Jordan. And unfortunately, this series has not been good for Jordan. They are 14th right now in the grid, and well, I just hope they do good, man, because Prost Grand Prix is doing good. Hopefully next year Jordan does pretty good, at least in the honor of him. I was planning to do like a special series, like Cool Frentzen Cool Frentzen win the 99 championship in Grand Prix World 1999. Maybe I visit that. I don't know, next year. Maybe not. I have other series in mind. Maybe I visit that what if in the future. But in any case, it's pole position for Alonso, second Ralf Schumacher. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pass him into turn 1, but you gotta have hope, man. Overcast and very low wind speed, that's pretty sad because we have some wind points, but we do what we must because we can. The 1F engine because it has some more heat resistance. As for strategy, Panis, I'm gonna have him go to the 28. This is not ideal. This isn't exactly smart. But I want to make the final stint a bit shorter for him. And let's see, just 22 lap stints? Yeah, that should be fine. Alonso is gonna have a more traditional set of stints. I could do a 3-stop here, but I don't think that's gonna be fast enough for the opponents we have. We're still not gonna win this race, but especially if there's a 1-stopper. You know what, Panis? I'm gonna switch it to the 2-stop, to the 3-stop. It's gonna be a 3-stop. That should hopefully go fine. I'm gonna put an additional lap of fuel there. Let's see. There we go, and to the end we go. That should be good. And tire set 7. 7 I said. And Alonso on the standard 2-stop, maybe a bit longer. So we are gonna wrap it up with short stints for both guys. We should be good. So let's get in there. Right, and I'm gonna save, of course, 10. Have the race speed at 150% because that's what I found does good in race starts. Also went full orders just to see what would happen. I know this might turn out wrong, but only one way to find out. Watch as Panis drops to like 47th. Now we go back to 75%. 75% I said. Alonso did drop down, but Panis went up to 2nd. And if he could possibly attack Ralf Schumacher, Michael isn't around these parts. He most certainly isn't. Let's see. There he goes. Panis to the lead. Now drop that down because that isn't necessary. Drop that down because it isn't exactly necessary. Drop that down as well and keep this at 5. Now all I ask for is for Panis to break away and, you know, don't look back. Just go. Just leave. Do not get overtaken, please. Thank you. Okay, at the very least, Alonso doing fine, holding off Giancarlo Fisichella. Panis is getting overtaken by Ralf. You know what? Who needs brakes? Who needs brakes? I mean, who needs brakes? I can actually push Panis' brakes, and the reason for that is that since he's on a 3-stop, he doesn't need to protect his tires as much as Alonso, who is on a 2-stop. Well, brakes, tires, you know what I mean. We've been through this plenty. It's season 5, so you know a few tips and tricks I have given throughout the years. And of course, yeah, it should be fine. Panis has some solid pace. On the other hand, Alonso seems to be blocking the people behind him, which is good enough, but I'd rather him try to close the distance to Ralph. Maybe he just, maybe he, I mean, he's on a two-stop and the guys have negative tire wear, so it's gonna get worse as laps go by. But I don't think Alonso has the pace to like legitimately go up against that people. Also, those people are on 20-lap fuel tanks, which another one of the many bugs in this game. I do love this game though. Right, so what's the current situation? Panis with some solid... everything's fine so far. Cold track though. Very cold track. So there's gonna be plenty grip, gotta take advantage of that. Because the track is gonna heat up and everything is gonna go bad as everything goes along. At the very least, we're not overheating, so the engine is doing its part. It's most certainly accomplishing its role. Right, we are on lap 5. Things are going decently fine, but if anything begins to break, I will contact you. I will come back to this, and we will see what's happening. So be right back. Well, Panis has done amazing. Everyone has done amazing. First of all, Panis managed to hold off Giancarlo Fisichella. Is actually Fisichella, not Ralf Schumacher. He's managed to hold off Fisichella. Alonso has managed to kinda hold on to Panis. At the very least, he's had the same pace as him most of the time. Like, well, not recently, but he's been able to keep up. So he's done a pretty damn good job. But Panis is now coming into his stop. Remember, he's on a 3-stop, so now Fisi is gonna go to the lead, and of course Alonso goes and loses positions, but I just saw a Jordan retire with an unknown issue already. Right, Ralf Schumacher pit a moment ago, and for reasons unknown, I guess that was a scheduled stop, but that's not good for him. David Coulthard also pit a while ago, and he's right behind Ralph. We're gonna see where Alonso ends up. In the meantime, Panis and Fisichella have been fighting the entire stint. In goes Alonso, and into the lead goes Juan Pablo Montoya. And Panis moves up to second. Where will Alonso be? He's gonna be fourth. Okay, so strategy works out. Gonna drop that down, and I'm gonna drop this down because he's in a bit of a no man's land, so he's not gonna be engaging anyone in combat. Panis has some solid pace, so if Montoya happens to be two-stopping, then Panis is gonna be in a good position to win the race. There we go. So maybe there's gonna be a Prost winning this race. Who knows? Only one way to find out, and that is to keep watching the race. But so far, things are going well. Everything's going Prost's way, and I like it. But Fisi is still a threat, and Alonso, I don't think he's gonna do too good in a fight. So yeah, things are going our way, but they could at any point stop going our way. So you know, we need to keep our eyes open to any situation that develops. So, welcome to the half race report, presented, of course, by myself. I might have overestimated our performance. It's a bit a while ago, like lap 33, 34, something like that. There he is. So he has a significant chance of finishing second, but the story of the week of the race so far is the fact that Oliver Panis is on a complete roll. He might end up ahead of Alonso. He does not, but hey. Panis back down though. They back down a bit because I don't want you running into an over our teammate. Like, I don't want you tackling Alonso like if that was a good thing. Anyway, current race situation is Alonso leads this race from Oliver Panis, Giancarlo Fisichella in third, Ralf Schumacher fourth, well, Ralf Schumacher fifth with Juan Pablo Montoya fourth. They're battling for position. Sixth is David Coulthard with seventh, Rubens Barrichello. John Alesi is eighth, and the Benettons and the Arrows are there, fighting for a position. Things are going well so far. Like either one of Alonso or Panis is going to win this race. I think the only one stopper is Barrichello. And I can confirm that to you. No, he's not. He's actually a 3-stopper, I think. So yeah, no one went for the overpower 1-stop, which means we actually had a shot. Or well, at least no one that actively fighting with us went for the 1-stop at the very least. Which means we actually have a shot at, winning this race. If the engines do make it to the end, we are gonna win. So, that's very motivating. The fact that the upgrade we brought along, actually, it's pulling its weight. It's very significant, and I like it. I'm actually surprised by the fact that these boys aren't actually as fast as they should be. I mean, the McLaren and Ralf Schumacher, because they were right on Alonso's tail throughout the entirety of the first stint. Of course, they had a bit more fuel than him, both in our game sense and the fact that they stopped a bit earlier than him. But other than that, they should have more pace than they are actively showing. Like, they should be a bit closer than Giancarlo Fisichella, because he's been 3-stopping, so he's gonna end up a bit behind them, or maybe with that group, but still, their lack of pace is a bit shocking to me. But anyway, this has been the half race report, and I'm pretty sure Panis is gonna win this race. French driver in a French car win the French Grand Prix, which it's happened before. Yeah, things are looking good, but there are a few times where things have looked too good, and then the Renault decides it's gonna try and play with us. So let's hope it survives. Right, so Alonso is gonna be pitting in this lap. He's definitely gonna be able to beat out the people behind him, because here is, I think that's Montoya. Yeah, that's Montoya. He probably gonna be behind Fisi, although I could be wrong. He has a significant advantage over Fisi, so he should be ahead, or could be ahead at the very least. So yeah, Alonso's at the very least gonna finish second in this race. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be behind Fisi. I think we can wait out Panis until he himself pits. There he goes, right behind Fisi, but he should be able to gain that position, either on track or after Fisichella pits, because he has to pit again. One of the things I've been thinking is how to exploit this game a bit more. Like, it's a really fun game, but I do have it figured out. So I've been thinking what to do with it. Of course, I'm gonna do that. I can't remember if it was Lotus in '94 or who it was in '94. I'm gonna do a 1994 season. I think I previously mentioned this. Maybe a 1999 series, but that's just gonna be one season, seeing how far we can get with Jordan that particular year, if we pour our resources into making 1999 a great year. What else I could do? Yeah, the other project I had in mind, but I'm not sure I can actually pull it off. I'm pretty sure you do know what AI is. You know, we are in the era of AI. I was thinking, what about there goes Fizzy, that, like I told you before. God damn it, Jordan is out. Like I was saying, you probably know what AI is. What I was thinking is, what will happen if I try to make an AI try to do this game? Like, I wonder, could it actually get through the season? Of course, I will have to train it pretty well. Like, I was probably thinking I was gonna use DeepSeek for this. I will have to like give it a manual, explain the mechanics, and overall try to see if it could actually get through the game. It will be exhausting. Like, I will have to do a whole bunch of like CSV files where you could see like, look, here are the drivers, here are their salaries, here are their stats. We could look for hiring people for 2000 and I don't know, I'm not sure which year will be. I'll probably do 2007 because the 2007 mod is one of the most complete ones, simply because every single driver engine supplier is a works supplier. There goes Panis into the pit. It's a work supplier, so everyone it will have more choices to make. 2007 has more work suppliers. I could modify the 2023 mod because that's more updated to have all of the suppliers ever. I will have to make more CSPs in that case. It won't be that big of a deal in terms of tire suppliers, but it's fine. I will have to make it do testing, develop strategies. Maybe we'll run out out of context window, which is like how much it can process, and will force me to and I'd have to use like a VPN to go through ChatGPT, and that's a bit annoying. Still, there's a whole bunch of time for me to think that, and you know, I still have to do this series. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy making Prost Grand Prix, but I have to think about the future. Anyway, Prost 1-2, and Fizzy, I doubt it's gonna have the pace to catch up to us. So, you know, things are looking good, and I do hope they stay good. They'll probably stay good. That is a concern, though. Why is Panis underfueled? I can see why he's underfueled. So yeah, I'm gonna have Panis back down. I don't want to have him go through the pits again, so I'm just gonna have him take it easy, not push the engine, not push the car. He should be able to make it to the end of the race as is, but he's not gonna win this race unless Alonso blows up. Hopefully I don't have to pit him again, because that's gonna make me cry. This is very unfortunate. I'm gonna have to pit him, otherwise he's not gonna make it. Matt. Put tire set. He's on tire set 7. You know what? Don't change the tires. And put 3 laps. 3, I said. Bring him in. Full this. His engine will be able to take it, I hope. No acceleration though. Okay, he's out fast. He should be ahead of Fizzy. He's not. But we have fuel. We have fuel and we have fairly decent tires, so we should be able to get Fizzy back. Very unfortunate for Panis anyway. He had decent enough pace to be able to win the race, but, well, I am bad at math, I suppose. To second goes Fizzy. Panis again. But you know what? Well, this is actually a better result than I had actually planned, so maybe it's not so bad. Also, he cooled down his tires for reasons that I do not know. Don't ask me why he's cooled down his tires. He's overheating. Let's not do that. I'm gonna have him try for the fastest lap in the final lap. So, but to do that, he actually needs to get to the final lap. So, on to the future. And it is the final lap of the race. Ralf Schumacher is out. Goodbye, Ralf. Panis might not be able to get the fastest lap because he has that traffic ahead, even though I upped his orders to the max. But Alonso, in the end, wins from pole position. It was a bit harder than it should have been. The Ferraris have DNF, and that's very amusing, considering recent Ferrari performances in real life. But anyway, Fernando Alonso wins yet again. He's not gonna take the lead of the championship. Goodbye, Sauber. But you know what? A win is a win. Second is gonna be Oliver Panis. Maybe you think I stole a win from him because of the whole fuel situation. He doesn't even get fastest lap. God damn it, Panis. But you know what? It's a Prost 1-2 in Frenchland. We weren't supposed to be doing this. But you know what? I do like the result. Montoya rounds out the podium. He's gonna finish 3rd, and David Coulthard's gonna finish 4th. Ferrari was expected to. We were expected, or at the very least, be right behind us. Instead, they DNF. Fantastic job, Ferrari. So here's the confirmation. Alonso wins from Panis, Montoya, Coulthard, Barrichello, Kimi Raikkonen in 6th, Bernoldi in 7th, and Fisichella will get a point out of this situation because, well, he was ahead of anyone that could take points from him. Of course, Ralf Schumacher goes and wins it, while Fisichella just has a typical Ferrari issue. What else happened here? We got 4 people that didn't make it, but instead, the Jordans, a disappointment, unknown and gearbox issues, the Jaguar, one didn't qualify and the other DNF throughout the race, so they're doing better in the Mendoza career than here, that's for sure. So, Pan is still in the lead, but Alonso just 2 points behind. Ralf Schumacher is gonna be a no-factor anymore. 4th place is to David Coulthard. Next race he could actually take 3rd place. So yeah, the Ferraris are screwing up big time. They should be closer to us than they are right now. Well, considering Fisi has 17 points, I can see why they are just 3rd in the championship. We have already won the Constructors' Championship by this point, so no need to worry about that. But McLaren and Ferrari, they only have a championship fight because Fisichella cannot even put up good results. Williams is 4th, a bit away, and then there is the rest of them. I'm very disappointed in Jaguar because they should be here. They should have at least a point, but they don't. Right. So, morale has gone up. Gonna have to correct that for the next episode. Morale has also gone up here. I need to correct that so that effort is at just 100%. Alonso has another win. That means he has 3 this year and 4 pole positions, which is pretty damn good. Panis finishes 2nd. 1-2 crushes the opposition. Ferrari will go Bridgestone next year, and McLaren stays at Michelin. Fernando, we don't have to do that, please. Calm down. Jordan, man. We sign Petronas, good, and of course we did get the full sponsorship package. I'm not sure why it's Ron Dennis and not me getting the best manager of the month. We make a profit. We lost 2 team members because we had normal morale. I think we can deal with that. It's 2 excellence. Can we find people? We can. 2 designers, that should be good enough. And here, I think we're supposed to make it to 80. Wait, did I? I did that. Broke that house rule right from the get-go. Anyway, just hire those trainees. It should be fine. Here, things are fine. I need to lower that morale to what it was. This is fine. Testing, research. I forgot to use research. I forgot. Everything's fine here. We haven't used advantage. I'm not sure where. Licensing, that. Everything's fine. Let's see that advantage that I apparently didn't use. Maybe it is a hospitality advantage? It's probably hospitality advantage. That the game's gonna be annoyed because I didn't use. It'll be fine, don't worry. That, gonna have to use a block of research to do that, but we have an upgraded clutch, and we're gonna have, I don't know, we're gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna take some points away from that. I'm gonna take some points away from this, and we need to start working on, I guess, level 5 clutch for better race starts, and yeah, use that research to improve what we have, improve on the rear wing, and we're on to CFD simulation. Clutch is going, that is going. Gonna have to buy that clutch and buy this spare part. That should be good to go. No new engine, no new anything. Hire the wind tunnel, we're gonna need that. And I think that should be it for this episode. No, wait. I have made a few mistakes, like for example, buying spare parts and technology while the morale was high, so I'm gonna stop the episode right here and actually hold off on that until I lower the morale, because it's actually necessary to make things a bit more difficult for me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. It took forever and a half to get it out. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm happy that it's finally gonna be out. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.